Inflation and interest rates are things you cannot control. But one thing you can definitely control is your credit. According to a Lending Tree study, an improvement of your credit score from fair to very good could save you $50,000. Improving your credit gives you access to better opportunities because you're increasing your chances of approval for a mortgage, a car loan, or just simply a credit card. And not only that, you will also get access to better and lower interest rates. In fact, Lending Tree shared in its study that improving your credit score from fair to very good can lead to $40,041 in mortgage savings. That's already 81% of the $50,000 I mentioned earlier. And with that comes the great feeling of financial empowerment. Today, we have a very special guest who will share all you need to know about getting your credit to the next level, helping you not only get your dream credit score, but also help you get that dream house with the dream mortgage with the lowest interest rates possible. And here we are with our amazing guest, Jimena Cortez, who happens to be an executive at ScoreMaster, and she's joining us today to share with you everything you need to know about credit. Jimena, welcome to the channel.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
The pleasure is ours for having you here. So now, Jimena, let's just jump straight into what ScoreMaster has to offer. We have talked about the service before and how much it actually can do for our audience, but for those who are actually brand new to our channel, can you explain a little bit about what the service have to offer for them?
Absolutely. You really want to think of it as an all-in-one solution. And it's a place where you can boost up your credit, you can protect your credit, and you can manage your finances all in one dashboard, which is unlike anything else that's out there. To have something like this, you literally have to get 3 different services. So we make it very easy. And to show you what I mean, I'm logged into a test account. So when you log in, this is how it will look. And up here, you're going to see your credit score. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this feature, just let you know a few basics of it. This is coming from TransUnion. That's your Vantage 3.0 score. Then we've also calculated your auto insurance and hiring risk index. You can use this as a bit of your analytics to see your credit score changes over time from where you started to where you are today, so you can see any improvements that you make over time. Now, that's very simple. Where our company has received several patents, and this technology is unlike anything else that is out there. It's really going to be these 2 features here. I'll start with the Score Boost. This is going to be really great if you are going into a loan process and you need to get points quickly, and you have credit cards, credit cards account for about 30, I believe it's 35% of your credit score. So what this tool does, it basically takes in all the amounts that you owe, and we figured out exactly when every single company is going to report to the credit bureaus. So the due date that you have, like for example, you can change your due dates a lot of times. So if you change your due date, when the financial institution is actually going to report, can be a date that is not going to be beneficial from when you're paying. They might report before, and then you pay, and now your balance is lower, but they already reported the higher balance. So to avoid that, we tell you, okay, take whatever your budget is. This account owes $15,000 in credit card debt. Let's say I can pay $7,300 this month. I would put that as my budget. If I do that, it looks like I'll probably add about 50 points to my score, and it tells me the payment amount. And then to get the X amount of points, I pay by this date. We have you pay 4 days before the reporting date. So that way we know for sure the money has gone through. And then when it is reported, it is actually that lower balance.
Wow, that's actually an amazing way to, project. I think that's the term that I'm looking for. So you have a certain amount of money available within your budget, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's the next best car to put my money towards in order to lower that debt and improve my credit score. And it seems that your tool has the capability of doing that depending on the budget that each and one of our audience has available within them. One thing I do want to go back and clarify, you mentioned something about the Vantage score. So I just wanted to take this moment to clarify a Vantage score. It's just a type of score. Most people are actually familiar with the FICO, but the Vantage score is also another scoring system that some lenders do utilize to basically monitor your how responsible you are with your credit.
Yeah, I will say this about the difference between Vantage and FICO, and you'll actually see it on just even our homepage, which is right here. So whenever you work on your credit and let's say you get rid of a negative, you pay down your cards, it's going to affect all scoring models. There might be a 20 to 40 point difference on average between the Vantage score and the FICO score. Sometimes in more rare cases, the point difference can be up to 100 points. But that's like the one-off cases kind of thing. No matter what, if you work on your credit and you follow the plan, and then your credit gets better because now you have lower credit utilization and negatives are off, so and so, then you will see a positive impact across all models, but how much depends on the model. So also with this, if you're going to go on a spending spree, we tell you, okay, put it on this card because it gives you the most amount of time to be able to pay that off, so you don't lose, however amount of points it is. This feature is very simple. We've made this kind of fun, paying your credit card. The other thing is, and this will only be available to you if you do in fact have any negatives on your account, you can use our score builder feature. And basically, it's going to walk you through a bit of a tutorial, which is really nice to really help you understand your credit report in an easy way. I'm not going to take too much time through it because you guys can do this on your own, but we'll take the accounts that are helping your score and we'll list them out for you. We'll also take the accounts that are hurting your score and list those out for you. Now, with most services, this is right about where they stop. They give you some advice as to what it is you can do to work on these things, but you still have to do everything yourself, or you're going to hire somebody to do it. It's a whole process of either time, money, or both. Here, this is actually included in the account for pretty much the same price that you're just going to pay for reading your credit reports, your 3 credit reports. So what you see here is, we call it taking an action. So let's go take an action on these accounts. So we have 5 problem accounts. This first one that you see, Citibank, is the creditor, and the problem with it is it's a 90-day late. Now, we cannot fix every single situation out there, or we can't work on that, but we can communicate on your behalf for the reasons that you see here. Let's say this was identity theft, I would go there. Let's say I want to negotiate with Citibank and pay off the debt, I would click there. Let's say this is an error, I was not 90 days late, I would click on fix error. There is a lot of pre-written reasons as to why I might be saying this, or I could write my own. You want to make sure whatever it is that you put in here is actually truthful. Or let's say I really was 90 days late. I would just request a goodwill correction. These are very common. If it's your first offense, you have a high likelihood of them approving it. Say that. And then when I hit next, and then I hit confirm mail delivery, what that's going to do is that's going to send either a fax or a letter, depending on the institution, will depend on what we send. And we're going to go ahead and communicate with them on your behalf to make this request. Now, if they don't respond within 30 days, you can come back in here and send out another request. There's no cost to you, and these are unlimited. So if you've got like 11 negatives that come up, we can work with all of them as long as it's the reasons that I shared earlier before.
That is an amazing feature. It's like literally having a step-by-step guide as to what to do, because a lot of people can sometimes find managing their credit a little bit overwhelming. So if you happen to be in that position, I think this score will help you lessen that overwhelming feeling of anxiety that you might get when it comes to, jumping into your credit and, taking action into getting it better. I have another question for you, Jimena. I do know that sometimes our audience has heard of this rumor that if they check their credit quite often, that it can actually impact them negatively. Is that something that you can provide more insights into?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very common question. So people think if they sign up with ScoreMaster, they're going to get dinged points because they're looking at their score. And that's absolutely untrue, because what we use is called a soft pull. So you can literally come in here and you can check your score every single day if you wanted to see if there was a change you just hit this little refresh button, and that actually sends a message to TransUnion to update your score for that day. So no, you can check your score here as many times as you want. In fact, that brings me to this point here where you see this is 3 bureau report and scores. That's going to give you Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So here you can view your score, and this particular score update once a month. Typically, you can get your score for free, your 3 bureaus, once a year through like annualcreditreport.org. But here you're getting a fresh one every month. So you're really monitoring what's going on with all 3 bureaus, not just TransUnion, which is included. And this is included in your account because usually after you get the one free score, now you have to pay for it. And it's, I'm not sure of the price right now. These things change, especially now with being in January. I feel like all the prices everywhere are going up. But it's definitely in the $16 to $20 range, depending on where you buy it from, or sometimes even more. So this can be pretty costly. If you buy a FICO score, I believe that's at $40 right now. So this can quickly, add up, and this is all included in your account. And the cool thing is we also show you, very easily what's wrong with the different things that you need to work on. So you don't have to, decipher it and figure it out. If you like more of I call it more like the doctor look, you can do the other classic view that we had before, and you can look at them side by side. So we give you a few options there. Now what I'll do is I'll move down to, so this is really your credit building part of the platform. But once you have good credit, now you're more of a target for fraud. People can start putting accounts in your name. Now with this, you have 24/7 credit monitoring. So if anybody does steal your identity, you will be alerted of any accounts opening up in your name. And we also give you the $1 million identity fraud insurance coverage, which covers not just you, but your family that lives in your entire household. It even can help you with pre-existing conditions that you didn't know about, pre-existing fraud, for example. So this is everything that it covers, like bank savings, brokerage accounts, covers your credit reports, replacement costs for driver's license, passport, different things. So if you have an issue, you can call here. But in today's day and age, with so much fraud and so many data breaches, I feel like this is something you just kind of have to have. I like to look at, having a system like this one, kind of like braces and retainers, right? You get your braces put in, they're great. You probably have them for a couple of years or whatever it is. Then you take them out and you think you're good to go, but no. Now you got to sleep with this retainer every night. Otherwise, your teeth are going to get crooked. And I've actually had braces twice because of this very reason. So I know what I'm talking about.
I feel the pain. I had the same issue happen to me as well with the braces. So it's people believe it's a one-time deal. Once you get that credit done, then that's it. You don't have to monitor it. But you make a great point. The better you are with your credit score, the more people want to target you and take advantage of your hard work. And having this tool is actually, it's providing you a peace of mind at the end of the day, because then you don't have to be constantly monitoring your credit, because the tool in itself is going to monitor and do the monitoring work for you. And then if they see any anomalies, they will just simply send you a notification and let you know, so you can log on and then just check and see exactly what is going on.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you a couple more things too, to that point. Okay. Because again, you build your credit. That's the simple part. That's the first part. Now we got to make sure we maintain it and we keep the thieves away, right? So how we're going to maintain it? Well, we got in trouble in the first place because of our finances usually, right? So we've built in our money manager in here where you can put in all your accounts, checkings, your savings, your investments, credit cards, loans. Not only can you get a really nice picture and detailed picture of where you are at financially as a whole, you can also get reminders on payments that are due, so you're not late, so we don't have the issues like the Citibank account and all these things. But the part that I like the most about this, because once you're good, let's say you're rocking with your finances, everything's in place, not only can you monitor everything from one dashboard, especially if you have a lot of checking accounts or a lot of credit cards, it can get a little, it can get a bit much and exhaustive to manage everything. So you definitely need something to have everything in one dashboard. But I like to put in my credit cards in here so that it monitors also my transactions for fraud. Because what you can do is you can go in here and set up your alerts. And then when you do that, I could say, hey, I want both an email and a text message. So I get a text message every morning. So right when I wake up, I look at my phone, I see the transactions that came in, and I can see whether or not anything is not mine. Now, a lot of times what these are doing now, they've gotten really smart. They're going to start with a small amount on your credit card, see if that goes through, and they're going to work their way up from there. So that actually gives you a little bit of time to catch it, and then you can cancel the card. I've had to do that a few times now, where I saw just a small amount that wasn't mine, canceled the credit card, and we were good. But the credit card company didn't notify me. So thank God I had this to tell me, things that are being charged on my behalf that is not me.
Definitely a one-stop shop for everything. Just like you mentioned, you not only get to monitor your credit, but you also get to manage your budget all at the same place, and also keep an eye on your identity. I mean, to me, this is something that is priceless.
Thank you. Yes. And one last thing I will show you. I don't have this in our test accounts. I will just refer to it into the website. But we have another feature called Privacy Master. And basically, this goes again in protecting you. I'm now protecting your data, right? Because there's tons of sites out there like Spokio, Truthfinder. There's just a ton of them. I've personally been removed from 30 because I have this feature. And there's all these sites that are out there just selling what your name is, where you live, where you have lived, who your parents are, if you have children, what their names are, where they go to school, all these things. And so that was the reason our CEO created this feature. He's a very private person, and he found his information out there, and then his kid's name and where they go to school. So he did not like that. We built this in. So you can literally go into the system, request a removal of your data, and then we'll get you removed from that site. And again, this is also included. So we build your score, but we want to make sure no one's out there stealing your information and misusing it as well.
Wow, this is definitely a great new feature that you guys are adding in there, because I know I personally pay for a service like that just to remove my information. And I believe it's $25 a month or something like that. But then in this case, you guys have a great offer for our audience right here, and where they paid only $22.95, and that includes everything.
So with us, you're going to have it. It's actually $1 for 7 days, and then $22.95 a month thereafter. So this is going to be a great value because you're paying $25 just for basically like one of these features. Then you also get the credit building tools, and you get the 3 bureau report, which that can usually be $16 to $20 a month elsewhere. Plus the insurance, that insurance can cost anywhere from $10 to $30 a month elsewhere, depending on where you buy it and how it's bundled in. So you're getting a good, let's say $60 to $70 a month worth of features and all in one platform and all in one dashboard.
Definitely a great tool, a one-stop shop for everything. You're getting $60 to $70 worth of great services for the price of $22.95, and 1 week for only $1. So if I were you, I would definitely take advantage of it. It has definitely eliminated all of anxiety. It has helped you reduce that overwhelming feeling once you have something or someone, in this case the tool, to kind of like walk you through everything you need to take care of when it comes to improving your credit. Because when you try to tackle everything all at once, it can be a little bit too much. So Jimena, thank you so much for your time here. We truly appreciate it. Is there anything else you would like to share with our audience before we say goodbye?
Yes, one last thing. Make sure that you use Lucilia's link, because if you go directly to the website, the price is actually $27.95 and there is no trial. So you're saving $60 a year just by going through her.
Awesome. Thank you for that reminder. Hopefully this won't be the last time we have you here, Jimena, and thank you so much. We'll see you soon.